Hi there, it's Tasso. In this video, I want to help you change your image at work, to improve the way other people see you. I want to help you experience work in a much more positive way, while at the same time ensure that your peers, your colleagues, your boss and senior management experience you in a much more positive way. Imagine how it would be like if you showed up at work in a different way, in a more confident way, in a more influential, inspiring and engaging way. What do you think this would do for you? I can tell you this. It will help you stand out from the crowd, get noticed more, and get recognized for your efforts. It will allow you to turn things around for yourself in the office and increase your odds for success. Irrespective of whether success is a promotion for you, a job with more responsibility, maybe people management or impact, or involvement in bigger, more visible project, interacting directly with senior people whom you could demonstrate what you're capable of. Enough introduction now, let's dive right into this. If you are an established employee, meaning that you have been working in the corporate world for a bit, then you already know that it matters a lot what people think of you. In normal life, I would always tell you not to give a damn what others think of you. But at work, it makes a difference. The perception people have of you can make or break your career. Unfortunately, although this is nothing new, employees keep ignoring it and instead focus on working harder to impress their bosses and the top management. This, however, can lead to exhaustion, frustration, burnout, resignation. So why would they do that? I believe there are two reasons. For one, this is all they know.
If I worked harder, people would think higher of me.
They might have heard of other measures like building a network or learning how to sell themselves better, but are not very familiar with these approaches or resist them, so they turn to hard work instead. The other reason sits deeper. They might believe that you can't change people's opinions once formed. They might believe that these are politics they don't want to or can mess with. Or they might simply think, I am who I am. If I change that, it's no longer me. Does that sound familiar? Do you have similar beliefs? I can tell you that this is nonsense. Of course you can change the way others experience you and your work. How do I know? Because I've done it. Look, here you see an appraisal from my boss, a mid-year appraisal. I kept this appraisal from my boss from back then because it was my turning point when it comes to finding my way through the corporate jungle. I learned along the way how the corporate world works, how I needed to show up at work to make an impact and a difference, how to not only protect my work, but also how to define and shape it, how to get noticed and influence how other people see me and judge me. As you were able to see in the picture, it showed people noticed. And you can do this too. There are things you can do that take time, and there are things that you can do that are easily implementable and give results fast. Now, if okay with you, I will focus on those things that can give you the fastest results. Here's the first one for you. Eliminate defensive reactions. What do you mean, Tasso? Simple. Have you ever received constructive feedback from someone, be it from somebody in your team or your boss or somebody from a different department? You know what I mean by constructive, right? It was freaking negative and it hurt. Did you catch yourself feeling the urge to explain yourself? Did you feel the urge to give your side of the story? Did you feel the urge to put things straight? Of course you did. We all do. We are wired this way. We cannot stand it when people have the wrong impression and perception of us. Why? Well, simply because we fear consequences.
What if the boss tells me something negative he heard from someone else in a team I work with?
I would be afraid that he now thinks bad of me, that he might think that I can't handle conflict, or I'm bad in collaborating with others, that I don't exhibit leadership, or I'm not assertive enough. All the possible negative consequences shoot into your head and make you justify yourself. Don't. If you manage to swallow down your pride and resist that first urge to be defensive, everything will change for you. I know for a fact that bosses hate it when their employees collapse when given feedback. And they're right in a way. Imagine that every time they need to tell you what you did wrong, they have to fear you breaking down. Listen, I hope you agree with me on that. They must be able to correct you without you making it difficult for them. If you help them with that, not only will you demonstrate strength, maturity, and mental toughness, they will be happy and you will learn a lot in the process. Does this make sense? Have I managed to clearly bring across why this matters so much? Well, if you believe me, I hope you do, and you bought into this, then here's how you can do that. It's not going to be easy at the beginning, I'm telling you that, meaning it will feel uncomfortable. But that's always the case with change, in particular when it comes to changing your behavior, and even more when it involves others. The recipe is simple though. You can do this. Next time somebody pulls you aside to give you feedback, and by the way, if they're good leaders, they will ask you first if you are okay with receiving some advice before giving it to you. So anyway, next time somebody pulls you aside to give you feedback, just listen. Listen to understand. Don't listen to respond. Acknowledge the fact that they took the time and courage, it does take some courage actually, to give you this feedback and say, thank you. If you don't really get what they're talking about, ask back. Seriously, do not try to make this fast, trying to escape the feedback and the possibly awkward and uncomfortable situation. Instead, stay and ask questions until you truly understand what they are saying and where it comes from. That's very important, okay? Do not leave this conversation without being crystal clear what they mean to say. But don't push them against the wall. This is really for you to make sure you understood well. That's all. Then thank them and go ahead minding your own business. Feedback is a gift. That's what they used to tell us in my company. And it is if you approach it the right way. Oh, and one more thing. This might actually make you feel more comfortable. You do not have to implement everything you hear. It's very crucial for you to understand about feedback. You are always in control of your actions. If you disagree with the feedback, you can choose to ignore it. If, however, you think there might be some grain of truth in this, and they have observed a side in you worth addressing and changing, then you probably should do something about it. We cool? That's it for today. The key takeaway of today's video, I guess, is this. Work on your defensive reaction and as much as possible, eliminate them. Put your ego aside. Fight the urge to justify yourself. It will pay off big time. Now, what do you think? Did you like this? I hope you did. It's a great way to change the way people see you. I encourage you to try it out. If you do this and it works for you, let me know. I would love to hear if my suggestions are helping you change for the better. Just drop a comment below and I'll reply. Thanks for watching the video all the way to the end. I really appreciate it. I hope that you got something out of this. And if you did, please leave a comment below. Also, as always, like and subscribe if this helped you, because you know what, it's a way to help me back. Do you know someone who would need to hear this right now? Somebody who complains about work at the moment? You never know. Maybe that's what they need to hear this very moment. So share it with them. Until the next time, all the best, my friend.